Hello, and welcome to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Last I played, I was trying to use a lance and it was going slowly because trying a new weapon at the end of hard mode is not really the best time. But I'm back to a more comfortable weapon so that I can actually clear these quests. Because there's only, I don't know, 4 weeks, basically. 3.5 weeks. More like 4. Until Wilds releases. And once Wilds releases, there's every chance that I will not find an extra location. Come back to this game. Yeah, step. Because I'm probably not going to get to the completion of Master Rank by then. I will almost certainly finish Village. Because there's only, what, 30 quests left at most. Not including the advanced quest. But I have no idea where Arathos lives. But oh, I'm using the wrong. I'll go for it, but I don't have the flash bombs, so this is not gonna be fun to fight the Rathalos. But it's practice, whatever. But assuming Wilds, you know, has content to play on release, I'll probably play that and it'll be, assuming it isn't terrible. Again, assumptions. It will probably be hard to come back to this game. And maybe I will be able to, maybe I won't. What doesn't help is that I'm already at the point where I need a... where it's like, I gotta make myself play it, so... Would pushing to the end of the game first have been better? Maybe. Then I never would have done all these lower quests. And honestly, I think doing all the quests gave a good sample of how awful it is to do all the quests in one of these games. And how I'm never doing that ever again. Well, except for the fact that if Wilds has similar, like, design and whatever as World, it actually could pose an issue, pose a problem where there were unlocks that were locked behind subquests, but they weren't very obvious. Like, unlocking the farming stuff was not very obvious, so you just have to do quests and hope that it's not a waste of time. Hopefully Wilds isn't quite like that. Or if it is, then the quests that you have to do are at least, like, logical. Where some of the chains you have to do to unlock the dirt for farming? Or the fertile dirt? I can't remember what it was specifically. But the quests for that were not... They didn't make it clear. Okay, what is up with the air pressure? I can get hit. Ooh, lucky. They didn't make it clear that that's what the rewards were going to be. Okay, I had no way of getting away from that. Other than maybe rolling into it. Maybe if I'd rolled into it, I would have been fine. I need to hide behind a rock so I don't get hit by a fireball. My controls are going to be unimaginably better, almost certainly. and monsters aren't going to be able to do this, where you have to wait for them to walk away, it's going to be hard to go back. Come on, stop sitting in the corner. Okay, it's leaving. It's a pretty canopy. Doesn't really make sense fully as a canopy, but... because the trees don't look like they go that far up. But magic. Magic is all you need. Okay, I got away. Let's just get some extra rolls in. Sharpen the weapon. I am really looking forward to Wilds and its release. Honestly, at this point I'm kind of... I would say burnt out on this game. I haven't even been playing it on weekends or anything, and I'm still kind of sick of a lot of the quirks. Like, I think a lot of it's great, it would be better without the quirks. Oh, that's annoying. You went from a roll into climbing the step for no real reason. Obviously because the roll gives forward movement. And the forward, that is a lot of air pressure. And the forward movement leads to climbing the thing even if you're not inputting in that direction, even though I think realistically you should just stop moving if you roll into a wall like that. But I mean, that might be something that occurs in the other games. I just might not have noticed in World or Rise. But if that didn't occur in World or Rise, then that's one of those quirks. That's a weird one. It had the shadow. That was actually like a normal shadow, not a departing shadow. And I think another thing that I think the open... okay. Beta... I don't know when the... ooh, I haven't checked when the second one is. I might have missed it. I don't think I have yet, but I didn't actually pay attention to when it would take place. When the first one went, weapon... or at least with... I think I can remember from anything weapon related. You couldn't craft much, but it had a better interface than the old games, that's for sure. They didn't take a step back for some reason. It's one of the issues I'm having with this game. That's fine, I'm gonna get hit. But like, the whole weapon system of this game makes it annoying to try other weapons. Because either you have to look online and then see how to upgrade and craft, or you have to just try stuff and hope it's not worthless. I should have brought dung bombs. Yeah, at least Rathalos left right away, that's nice. Okay, tell me where Rathalos is going, thank you. I'll be kind of sad to see the paintballs go. That's obnoxious, like I could not have done anything there. Cause like paintballs aren't my favorite, so I won't totally miss them, but I do think they add something to the game, instead of just being a nuisance. Of course, the finding them to get the paintball is a nuisance, and it will never not be a nuisance. But actually having like less clunky everything is going to be so much fun. so excited. I could also just play World instead, but when I'm kind of committed. Because even if it's a more direct comparison between World and Wilds, I think it'd be harder to go back to this game the longer I avoided playing it. Avoided isn't the right word. Okay. Wrong direction as always. Yeah, that's acceptable. I didn't actually lose anything by whiffing, because the hit would have broken the tail anyway, and I wouldn't have gotten more damage in. Okay, slowly. And the skill system, I think, in later games is a lot better. It's stronger, I think, which is not objectively better. But it's so much more interesting to actually be able to have like 4 or 5 skills instead of a set that boosts attack. Now you don't have like 6 or 7 skills until like... Of course the Rathian follows. And you don't have a ton of skills until late game in Sunbreak, for example. But you have way more options to actually have skills instead of just, yep, here's your attack or crit boost. Or guard or whatever individual skill that you're able to get. That was lucky that I didn't get fireballed. Oh. And so really, I mean, I feel like Rathalos and Rathian probably shouldn't turf war each other, and I don't know if they ever do. But that is one thing that I much preferred, like turf wars and stuff. I mean that having multiple monsters show up is not always just terrible. It can be terrible, but at least the monsters fight each other sometimes. Though in Rise it's a bit too consistent. Like it was fairly predictable. Of course the paintball wore off, okay. I wasn't paying attention to where it left because it's still... I thought it was still paintballed. I feel like the technically correct thing to do here is kill the Rathian and not try to chase the Rathalos. Okay, the test is the 6th to the 9th and the 13th to the 16th. Which is either 2 of them or one of them is like PS5, PS Now early access stuff. I'm not sure. I'm not reading the thing, but... Well, now I can read. I'm not really going to play it much, because, I mean, release is close enough that I'm not worried. I'm mostly just going to try, what, the 2 new fights that I think they're... Unless they're adding more than 2, but on the assumption that they're adding the 2 fights that they've shown, and nothing more, I'm basically just going to do the 2 fights and then move on. Okay, this way? Okay, that way. It flew in that direction last time, and I think it was over here, but I don't... It might not be here. It might be where the Rathalos is. Yeah, no, that's definitely not it. Even though that's the angle it looked... I thought it was before, but... Yeah, I think... It's funny. The... Open Beta Test 2 content has the Gypceros hunt. But then it also still says coming soon, but then they've shown a trailer for Gravios. So I would have assumed that that was what the other content that they mentioned was coming soon would be. Especially considering how soon after the beta announcement the Gravios reveal was. But the Gravios was fought in the oil lands. I'm just doomed. Like, that was not fun. Goodbye. Not a fun place to be. Sadly, it's entirely possible the Rathalos will have run away by the time I get back in. Oh yeah, predictable game. What a predictable video game this is. Of course it runs away right away. Okay, it ran that way. Please, don't you dare. Thank you. I hate climbing because it's definitely going to interrupt me again up here, but hope. Oh, climbing's going to be weird. Climbing, I think, still in Wilds is going to be a limited location thing because I don't think it has the same freedom of climbing as Rise. Oh, that was lucky that it didn't hit me somehow. This is annoying. I hate that. Just all it does is, oh, you can't chase the monster you're actually here to hunt. It doesn't make it more fun. Does it make sense? Sure. But like, maybe not when it feels that artificial. Okay, that was a bad idea, but at this point I can't climb that wall because it takes 8 years, so it's better to run around, which is annoying. Which, again, I had basically none of these scenarios when playing Rise or World. The only thing in World that was super duper frustrating was just Kushaladora, the mandatory fight. Not a fun monster. Did it with a hammer, which was okay, but it was not fun in the slightest. I think the explosion did hit. Got in the air. Perfect. Please cancel. Thank you. Yep. Nothing I could do once I had my weapon out at that point. Other than, like, perfectly time a roll to bounce off of its charge. But I don't think the perfect timing is that finicky, even. Oh, good visuals. Ah, lovely. I can't carve the Rathalos. Love this game. Not that I need the Rathalos parts, but I like to carve monsters. It's just this game that they really chase each other, which is... it fits with Rathian and Rathalos. But it's annoying. There are dung bombs and stuff, and it's my problem for not bringing them. Like, it's something that doesn't make the game... It can make it harder if you don't bring dung bombs, but then it's just, oh, just bring dung bombs so you can't carry as much stuff. It doesn't really make it harder, it just is annoying, in my opinion. the way there's sort of an incentivized, oh, you gotta bring dung bombs because monsters will follow each other. Or I'm just getting super unlucky a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's not just bad luck. I still feel that Energy Charge 2 is kind of, oh, that was lucky. Energy Charge 2 is kind of still missing. It missed an opportunity. Because if it had extra, if the swing from Energy Charge 2 recharge Energy Charge 2 even a tiny bit, it would actually be worth trying to hit. Where it's still worth hitting, but it's not really that important. It's only worth hitting to minimize damage downtime. And like, it's not the most important in every single hunt. Oh. Questionable angle. I don't even care enough to aim at the monster, because it just doesn't feel important enough. Okay, I didn't land on the other side. Even though it looked like I should have. And there goes the corpse. That was my own mistake. That was lucky and unlucky. It was lucky that it didn't hit. It was lucky it didn't hit. Unlucky that it went for the attack at all. Just eat. It stepped and interrupted the first max potion usage that I was going for. I tried to max potion, but it stepped and I couldn't eat it, so it got delayed till after, and then by then it was doomed to die to the poison tick. That was unlucky. It was a mistake, but it was also unlucky. I have to find it in the top right corner, but it's probably going to move. I think one issue... I don't know. I don't think it's actually an issue with this game. It's probably all Monster Hunter games, but... there's not been a lot of... It's obviously because I'm doing every quest. That's a big part of it. Though they really should have pacing set up for monsters. They should have pacing set up so that if you're doing the quest, which they made the quest so they should expect people to do the quests, that there's a better distribution of like new monsters, I think. Because like high rank village, I mean there's like in 10 star, there's Volstrax, Rajang. Oh, I hate this. Volstrax, Rajang, and Diablos. That's it. Which just feels kind of underwhelming to then also have like half a dozen to a dozen monsters that you've already seen 8 times, 16 times. It's just a weird... It's a weird distribution because they repeat the same quests for no reason. I wonder what would people have complained if there were half as many quests, but like none of the duplicates? Would anyone have actually complained? Maybe. People like to complain. But I just can't imagine a world where people would complain about not having 15 duplicates for every monster. And that's just duplicate hunts, not hunts and captures. Because I can respect, like, a hunt quest, a capture quest for every monster. Okay, whatever. It's a bit much, because you can just reuse quests. You don't need to... If you're hunting a monster, you can just hunt it multiple times. And yes, there's different locales, but... The locales make a difference, but not much most of the time. Something like Lavasioth in a different locale, sure. You know, come on. I had no way to get away from that. That was unlucky. Like, Lavasioth in the deserted island could be kind of neat, because that's not where it's supposed to live. I love when I get flashbanged and I can't see because of it, and it does nothing to the monster. I would have gotten hit there anyway, because I wasn't prepared to dive there, but... I hate that like little step forward. I'm just frustrated with this game at this point, I think. Because of all these little elements that I find more annoying than fun. Okay, whatever. Kind of like where I got to with Rise eventually. Well, Sunbreak. But with Sunbreak it was more an issue of anomaly quests getting repetitive when you just had to grind them for levels. And oh, imagine. I was grinding the levels of anomaly quests after they improved the rate. I cannot imagine doing that on release. I think that would have been awful. Like the first 100 or whatever, 100 or 150, 200, however many levels, was like triple or quadruple speed. I don't know why I decided to harvest mushrooms. I really don't. And like, even then it felt too slow. So doing it at like a third or a quarter of the speed as what I had to do it at, I can't imagine having the will to bother. Yes, it's to unlock new monsters, but it just doesn't seem fun. And like, oh, spending, I don't know, 30, 40 hours, I don't know how long it would have taken, maybe more, maybe a little less, just to unlock like 4 monsters, and then doing it again to unlock harder variants of the same 4 monsters. I could not continue that grind because it just wasn't interesting. My gear was good enough. I'd already beaten like most of the hazard missions or quests. And like technically I didn't beat the hardest versions, but the hardest versions of every monster, because the hardest monsters are like the hard version of Shigaru Magala, the hard version of Risen Shigaru Magala. But it is the normal Risen. What the heck? I confused myself. I got the directions wrong. I thought I was going up, not left. I was going up. So my confusion is justified. I just forgot that this was how the path went. Run as fast as you can, birds. Love when they focus on my cat. Totally willing to take that hit to drink some water. Hydration is important. And being frustrated by the game can only be assuaged by disregarding it. Now, obviously the game itself does not have emotions. Oh, I like that shadow on the water and underneath the water. The game doesn't have emotions, obviously. So it doesn't care that I'm trying to spite it by ignoring it and just drinking water, but it makes me feel the tiniest bit better because water is nice. Actually, no, I should wait. It's gonna fall asleep. Water is an unusually interesting topic to me. I think there's a bit, you know, tap water tastes different everywhere. There are 4 distinct flavors of tap water that I can remember that were distinct. There's one at a relative's house. Tastes, I don't know, moderately chlorinated. Not very tasty. I wouldn't choose to drink it. But I think it only tastes that way when it's warm. If it's cold, it tastes mostly fine. Then there's where I went to school. And I mean, 4 years of school to... You get used to it. And honestly, I much preferred that water to what I grew up with. And because like the flavor of the water I grew up with is just kind of boring. Because it's not hard water. Like the amount of minerals and whatever affects the taste. And I went to school somewhere with fairly hard water. Darn, too early. And actually, it was a weird taste initially. It was kind of off-putting because it was different. But it grew on me, and I liked it eventually. Then there was one place. My family went on vacation, stayed at a place. The only water we had was tap water. It was incredibly chlorinated tasting. It was gross and technically drinkable. Probably, because they would have probably been like, hey, don't drink the water if it's not safe to drink. But it was gross and very unpleasant. And I can't imagine having to... I mean, you'd probably get used to it eventually, but... And obviously it's still better than undrinkable local water, so... It's just sort of bad in the context of it's still drinkable. So it's not really an important issue. I guess I'll do this. I was going to do the wyvern egg, but... This is the last, I think, Valstrax. Wait, there might be 2 more Valstraxes, at least. Because this is in the desert, and I think there's one in the... No, I already did the one in the ice, didn't I? I might have already done the ice one. Nope, I don't think I've read this. There might be another one after this. Because they just totally have to have 4 different Valstrax quests to check off. And the fact that they all have separate check marks is why it's silly that they have multiple. Because if they were different quests in different locations, but they shared a check, you finished this, I think it would be fine. I think that would work perfectly well. But because it has individual check marks for each of them, and my goal is to get the check mark on all the quests, it's just awkward. I'm gonna go in the hot side, going around the right bottom up, because I did just drink the cool drink and I'd rather not waste it. Not that it would be wasted. It'd be wasted anyway, but... Yep, water. And I'm in a desert. Because I know there's regions in... Even in Canada and the US, I think, that still don't have proper clean drinking water that they can just drink out of the tap. And then there's countries where it's... You don't drink the tap water if there is tap water or whatever. You just drink whatever safer water you can. So the taste is not really it's not that big of an issue. Why does this one look so tall? Is it because it's just walking with its wings up? Whereas once you start fighting it, it extends its wings most of the time? Or the wings are no longer straight vertical? I wonder how the Wilds music is gonna be. Like some of the World's music, like Glavenus, I heard it once, I never fought it, but the Glavenus Iceborne music is excellent. It's way better than the one in this one. So I'm hoping there's a lot of good music, and I actually notice it. Because the noticeability of the music is the thing for me. Just like the noticeability of the flavor of the tap water. Because like water doesn't, like, it doesn't, you know, it's kind of relatively flavorless and all that, but... unlucky. Ooh, big AoE. Whoa. Oh yeah, I have to get more paintballs. Which I'm pretty sure I can buy, I just can't remember where. Ooh, run away. Ooh, that reaches further than I thought. It's gonna roll for a little bit. Sharpen my switch axe. Thank you. Okay, just pay attention. That spin is awkward. I think I always have... You... Why did my cat hit me there? I'm pretty sure I wasn't air blasted. It hit me and it messed with my movement. Okay, that seems safe. There's a weird, like... I think a weirder thing is there's a... Oh, yep. There was a tea that I was drinking at one point where it tasted better with one kettle, boiler, whatever, than with another. The worrying thing was that the kettle, after using it, would smell kind of burnt. Kettles aren't supposed to burn. It wasn't like a nice kettle, it was plastic and... Or, I think it's plastic, it could be some other similar material, but... I'm wondering if that somehow was an issue, or if... It was weird. It tasted better in the kettle, it smelled kind of burnt, though. Which is weird. I don't know. The burnt plastic made it taste better. Seems unlikely. Could have been some other dust or something from the kettle that, I don't know, got stuck somewhere and burnt, adding a nice dead skin flavor. I don't know, a lot of dust is dead skin or something. You're bad. Yep. That doesn't do that much damage though. Delayed stand-up is a good idea. Probably didn't need to heal there. Probably a bad idea. I got almost lucky to not get hit there. I almost got lucky, not I got almost lucky. Unlucky. Super lucky. That was not the direction I was clicking, pointing, not clicking, but I was going left there. Come on, give me your vent attack, please. Oh, vent charge up. That air blast hit me for a lot of damage. Considering his wing did not even make contact and it was like a full meter away. Yeah, why not? Worth it, because I should mount sometime relatively soon. And having max stamina is important. Fake out or real? Real. Boring. He doesn't do the dive bomb attack enough. I wish he dive bombed more, because it's the most interesting attack. Kind of interesting. If more information will be announced at a later date about the open beta 2. 7 p.m. Pacific time. I wonder why 7 p.m. Like, is that a good Japanese time? Is it like 6 a.m. Japanese? Oh, this is gonna be a dive bomb, right? That was a bit early of a jump, but it worked out. No, it wouldn't be 6. It would be the other direction. It'd be like 10 a.m. or noon or something. If I get my time zones kind of correct. Or wait, no, it would actually be even... Yes, it would be later in the day. It's like 11-ish? I'm not sure. I'd have to actually check time zones. I'd have an approximate idea based on where countries are on the globe. Or countries and the time zones within them. Where like Japan is small enough that I'm pretty sure it only has one time zone. Maybe it has multiple for the non-main islands. Like the island that's disputed with Russia since the Second World War? Like, I don't know if that has some different time zone scenario going on. It wouldn't be surprising if it did. Whatever, I'm not going for the tail. Not worth it. Unless I just land nearby. But yeah, kind of what I expected. Good try. I think combat has really... A lot of the kinks in monsters have been removed over the course of the last couple games since Genyu. There's still a lot of the weird standing around doing nothing, but it's not as annoying when you don't have the zone-based stuff. It's like it's... It might not be that the kinks of the monsters have been improved, but the side effects of said kinks are less pronounced because of other changes. One negative, at least for Rise, I think they reduced the number of... Or they reduced the ability for monsters to combo roars into attacks. Like, it's not as common. Ooh, that was lucky. I meant to go towards it, which I think would have been fine either way, but... Considering what happened wasn't what I input, it's lucky that it wasn't something worse. Kind of unlucky because I'm going to be stunned. I didn't get stunned, I'm surprised. Arm span? Yep. Now I'm dead. Yeah, I didn't do anything to stand up there, so I was stunned. Over-aggressive. Should have relaxed sooner. I should have probably dove instead of letting myself get hit there, but I thought I was stunned, so I wasn't expecting to be able to move. It flew off at the last minute, so it might be in like 5, could be in 2, could have not flown off, and I could have been going for a dive bomb. Yep. Please don't rocket at me. Thank you. What was with the music there? Why did it reset? Over aggressive. Maybe break your other wing, please. Oh, that was lucky. I feel like I should have gotten exploded there. Oh, yeah, the black belt should be gone now, I think. That was unlucky. How'd I get stunned that quickly? It's actually interesting, because if I'd been stunned when I thought I was, it actually would have been better. Because it would have put my weapon away sooner, and it would have been easier to escape. Because I got hit anyway, but if I'd been hit after a stun, my weapon would have been put away, and then that last hit would have been easier to dodge. Well, the last hit I was stunned, but like, compared to the hit that didn't stun me, and then the one following that stunned me, it would have gone better. Kind of annoying that it consistently seems to land on its right side, but I can't break its left wing. And like, it has a habit of... Wait, oh, that's my hand. That hurt a bit. Hit right at the wrist joint on a corner of a table. But it wing slams, that was not happening, that was cursed. I messed up too much, it was totally doable, but that was kind of unlucky in terms of how quickly it just attack, or attack, roar, attack. Because it doesn't wing attack with its left wing as much. Or at least this particular one has not. That would be fun. Having monsters that can do both, like, left and right attacks, have, like, random encounters they can either be left or right-handed. So, like, explicitly, they will have a tendency to attack with their right or their left. Which might be the case. I doubt it's the case, but... Good try with that flash bomb, you got me. I need to get rid of that. It's way more harm than it's good. It can interrupt a down from like a mount. It can flash me, the human, not the hunter. It's more likely to do that than it is to actually flash the monster when I need it. And it can ruin knockdowns. It's actually bad, I think. Like, 1 in a million it actually is useful, but most of the time it's probably... Most of the time it's worthless. Rarely it's useful. And a little more frequently than that, it's... I can get hit. A little more frequently than that, it's actually actively detrimental. I shouldn't be healing here, but... Really feels like he should have ran away by now, limping, but maybe I'm underestimating its HP. I'm doomed. Oh good, it wasn't going for the dive bomb. If it went for the dive bomb there, it would have been close. Because I'd have to put the weapon away and then be able to run and jump, and it would have been tough. I think Volstrax is good. I think it's a strong first showing for a monster. And that technically hasn't come back yet. Like, Crimson Glow is basically the same. It's different, but technically base Volstrax hasn't returned, I think? But again, that's kind of a technicality. Or at least, like, I don't know, to me it feels more like the only differences are on the level of like, it's a different game, so it plays differently. It doesn't feel like it was that different of a monster. So functionally, I don't think it matters. What? What? What was the wound that it just got? Its left wing? Did I have to wound both wings? What else was left to break? Let's eat. Oh shoot, too late. Oh, it's going to sleep. It didn't wake up for no reason because it's not telepathic. It didn't clairvoyantly notice me behind it as it was about to fall asleep and then wake up instantly for garbage reasons. No, its left wing's still fine. What did my cat break? Like a leg? Huh. No idea. Let's use this to wake up. Okay, broke something else. Still no idea what. Go this way, please. Oh, that's not going to hit what I need because hitting the leg. Ooh, the explosion managed to hit. Nice. Again, the fact that it only falls on one side kind of makes it impossible to get, or very difficult to get the second wing, which is kind of lame. It would be so much nicer if you could actually reliably, it alternated or something, which it wouldn't always fall to the same side, so it wouldn't be unreasonable to have it. When it's knocked down, it alternated which side it landed on. Yeah, that was the wrong direction. Kind of... I don't know, I'm kind of sick of this fight, though. I fought it less than I've fought a bunch of monsters in Sunbreak, but... somehow, this fight has felt a lot more repetitive. That was greedy. I think the probable reason why it feels so much worse is I don't need anything from this monster. I'm just hunting it because the quest is something I want to check off. Yeah, that's fine. Where when I was fighting Velkhana in Sunbreak, I was trying to get parts. Oh. Over here, I'm not even after parts. I'm just here to kill it. I feel like it would be wasteful to not carve it, so I will carve it, obviously, but I could totally go without carving this monster at all. which actually does come down to how skills work. Like, because of how you need like 10 points in a skill for it to activate, 15 for it to activate better sometimes. You can't have like, okay, I'll get 2 levels of attack from this waistband, 3 levels of crit eye from this helmet and chest piece. Like, you can't, it's not as easy to mix and match. Which then means I can't put like a Valstrax head, a Rathalos chest piece, a Gammoth legs. Like, I can't do that because none of this stuff would be useful. It's easier to mix and match random stuff to get the desired end product when the skills are handled differently. I really just think the fact that the skills are a different way is a good step forward, and going back to that will be hard to come back to this. Because, like, this skill approach, I'm like, I don't even want to bother trying to make other armor sets. Because, like, this gives the attack boost. Yes, the Dread King Rathian would be a better version of this. I think with less defense, though. But... oh, it's not 8. But it's not like, oh yeah, let's make some weird mix and match. Try this new piece, that new piece. Get an upgrade for my attack boost. My attack skill, whatever. Not attack boost. Like, it's just kind of... yep, this set works. That's good enough for me. And maybe later it becomes more flexible. Maybe once you get a good charm, it's more flexible, but... it just feels so limited compared to Rise and Sunbreak and everything. And World. And I imagine Iceborne is even more flexible. Though decorations in that game are apparently pretty rough. But that was okay. Carding on both hunts is not ideal, but it is what it is. So it's time to wrap up for today. I will be back. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Be back. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.